BYU versus Utah. This is one of the biggest holy wars ever. This is the first time since 2009 where both of these teams were ranked in this game. And this game will decide who is the front runner to face Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship. Though Texas Tech is the clear favorite, there hasn't been a true second team, and this game will decide it. When Utah has the ball, they have an exceptionally great offensive line. Spencer Fano, these tackles, they move, they get past the first level, they get past the second level, they get to third and manageable. They just keep rolling with Dampier, dual threat running game, and Wayshawn Parker. They run the ball a lot. And they do it well because of how good the offensive line is. So, can BYU get even a little bit of pressure? Their pass rush has not been great. Their top two leaders in pressure rate is linebackers, actually, not defensive linemen. And Dampier gets sacked less than anybody in the country. We saw this against Arizona State. ASU got a little bit of pressure on Utah, and they just couldn't bring him down. They couldn't tackle Dampier. So if you're BYU, you have to get pressure sometimes. And when you do, tackle him the moment you can. Because if you allow Dampier to scramble and get outside the pocket and move, he is one of the most dangerous runners in the country. And it's going to be a tough task going against Fano in these tackles. However, other than pass rush, BYU's defense has been great so far. Great in coverage, great in run stopping. BYU has to stop Dampier and force them to get into obvious passing situations. This is something any team wants to do and has to do if they face Utah. Don't make it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Make it 3rd and 7 and force Dampier to throw the ball, which I'll just say he'll give you one or two. He did that against Arizona State. He didn't have a pick. He had one dropped and one that was caught, but it was pass interference, which shouldn't have happened. He'll give you some, just a matter of will you take advantage of that. And basically the same thing, will Utah's defensive line play well? Utah's pass rush has been great, but BYU has a great offensive line, so that's one of those head-to-head collision matchups. Good stuff in the trenches. If Utah gets pressure, though, Bear Bachmeier, true freshman, understandable, but Bear Bachmeier is not great under pressure. He is more of a pocket passer. He likes to have a clean pocket, and he's going to need that. And if Utah gets pressure on him, Bear Bachmeier will also give you one or two of those. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. The one thing I haven't talked about BYU's run game. LJ Martin, this run game, they run the ball 57% of the time. That is second in the nation. And they do it very well. This is what beat Arizona. This is what beat Colorado. LJ Martin in this run game gets rolling. Their offensive line and run blocking is great. And this defensive line, which has been solid in run defense, this is probably the best rushing attack they've faced so far with LJ Martin and these backs. BYU, if they need to win, they need their run game to get going. They need their defensive line to step up and win the turnover battle. They need Bear Bachmeier. He needs to take care of the football, which he has been doing He's been doing pretty good at that, and they just need, whenever Dampier, which he will, he'll give you one or two of those they need to capitalize on, two-hand catch the football. Utah, if they want to win, their offensive line needs to roll, get past the first level, get past the second level. Don't get into obvious passing situations, and don't turn the ball over. Get pressure on Bear Bachmeier and limit the run. Who do I think will win in the biggest holy war in 16 years? Give me Utah. I just think Utah, they've been tested. We know about Utah. They played Arizona State. They played Texas Tech. That one didn't go so well. But we know what Utah has. BYU, I wouldn't say struggled because they have won. But they They haven't played a great schedule so far. Their best win is probably the double overtime win against Arizona. They haven't played great teams, and they haven't looked too great doing it. I think we know a lot about Utah. Who knows, BYU, we could find out if they're legit, but I just think Utah has what it takes. I think they're just going to be the more physical team, but who knows, rivalry game, anything can happen. But give me Utah. I think if Utah wins, it'll be a lower scoring game. I have Utah winning 24-21.